Welcome everyone. It's Bobble Expo. What the hell is Bobble Expo? Where did this idea come from? If anyone's a Marvel fan knows that in the first film, or was it the second film, Tony Stark does this expo. And sometimes people call me Iron Man because I have these helmets, so don't ask me how nerdy I am, it's just how things go when you're not married and you've got nothing else better to do than spending money on nerdy things. So I had this idea of Bobble Expo, which is literally the future of digital marketing built live. And now this is our test run. So thank you to everyone who's actually in this room, have taken time out of their busy days, their businesses to come down. You don't understand how much it actually means. It means quite a lot. The idea around Bobble Expo is to educate. We're not here to sell. The idea is that we're going to tell you something new that you maybe not heard about before across different disciplines. Now, I want to first of all, thank my fellow speakers and company brand sponsors out here today. So this is hosted by Bobble, but we've also got CFAR here. So hands up, Surinder and team from CFAR. We've got Source MC, PR agency, hands up from Martha and Chris. Fantastic. We've got the great Mighty Atoms. So where's Tim and Leander? Fantastic. And to finish it off, and you really need to go see their offices because even I was blown away. Forget the fact that it's between two strip clubs, ignore that. But I'm just saying, but it's fantastic offices, Sticks and Glass, where we've got Johnny and Adam. Fantastic. So the idea is that everyone's going to take 10 minutes, starting with myself, to give a little bit of snippet of information. Now, we can do this two ways. We can just get through the information. There's 5 speakers. That'll be around about 50 minutes. And then leave it open to around about 10-15 minutes of Q&A. Or what we can do is, if you want, we can do Q&A after every session for a few minutes and take it from that way. Who wants a panel and who just wants to do Q&A after every talk? So Q&A after every talk, hands up. Or panel, hands up. Yeah, everyone wants a panel. Fantastic. So everyone's got 10 minutes and I will be clock watching. So everybody who is speaking today, including me, so I am on the clock. And afterwards, once we've done, what I'd like you to do is, there's other members from the teams and the companies here. Do mingle, do ask questions, do have a chat, network, build relationships. That's what it's all about. The idea is that some of you might have come from the showcase, some of you from the department, some of you just signed up, so fantastic. If this goes well, we are going to relaunch this as a proper expo style event at Leeds Digital Festival in September. So we wanted to kind of just get this out as a kind of like a test event, but kind of like a pre-run to understand, well, is the content good? Does the audience like what we're trying to do? Can we build from this before we launch it at Leeds Digital Festival? So without further ado, who am I? You can scan the QR code. I am Manny. Some of you know me as the CEO of Bobble Digital. Some of you know me as Mr. Bobble because you might have seen me on a podcast. Some of you see me speak at Marketing Showcase or at Business Exchange Fair, or doing some crazy stuff on TikTok, where a few videos went viral, but we won't talk about that. So I am Mr. Bobble. I am here to help you learn more about digital marketing. I have a podcast. I have my own social brand. Feel free to follow it. It's all educational, and that's the whole point of today. We have 5 speakers lined up. So I'm going to talk about the secret to AI search no one is telling you. We then have Chris Hughes, Director of Source MC. He's going to be talking about the increasing impact of PR in AI-led search. Then we have the amazing Simon Reed, speaking on behalf of CFAR, CRM Specialist. Is your CRM drifting? How to spot it and get it back on track. Then we have the amazing Leander from Mighty Atoms, from trends to truth, what really works in marketing. And then we finish off with the amazing Adam Bennett, Directors of Sticks and Glass, growing our small businesses and how we can achieve that. So the secret to AI search no one is telling you. I only really have a few slides on this one because we only really have 10 minutes. So I was thinking about this and I was thinking, well, how do I best get the key information over to an audience in a short space of time? And to kind of take the advice from earlier is I kept it simple. Maybe I should have done that at Showcase as well. There's a change in consumer behavior, which I always try to tell people because it sets the tone. I think the biggest stat here is 70% of people are making the decisions about your businesses offline. Now, what does that mean is they're finding you across social media, they're finding you in AI overviews, they're finding you by watching a video. There's I might have it in the slides, but there's an element of Google search now where long gone are rankings. Rankings are important, but it's not the fundamental thing when it comes to SEO and AEO and AI search. The first 3 pages is how LLMs find you and what they look at in terms of what's really important when it comes to organic search. So when it comes to AI search, remember that reviews, comparisons, everything works. I give this example all the time where last year I forgot this clicker, and everyone at an event relied on me and my clicker because they all borrowed it off me when they went and did their talk. And I forgot it. So what I did was I went to Google and I typed in, well, there must be an app for this for my iPhone, right? So I was like, all right, PowerPoint app clicker, PowerPoint on my iPhone. Went to the App Store, found a few. I looked at the reviews of 2 that it gave me. Went for the second one because it had more reviews and a better rating, which tells you how important reviews are when you're picking a product or service. Downloaded it on my phone. It gave me a bit.ly link on my phone to send to my desktop. Downloaded the desktop version, and before you know it, I had an app clicker using on my phone, and I had to turn my phone on airplane mode to stop all from it buzzing throughout the event. But through that whole period, there was one thing I didn't do. I went onto Google, I got an answer, I got the solution I needed, but I didn't click on anything. So where does the tracking and attribution come from? That's the question that we're trying to answer right now. You've got other things which you can read, but I won't go into details, like how AI is a new gatekeeper. How many of us are using ChatGPT right now in their everyday lives? Hands up. Who uses Claude? Who uses Gemini? Who uses it outside of work in their personal lives? Okay, that's really good. I'm going to pick on you. What do you use it for outside of work? No, just give me an example.
Dog food.
Dog food?
Yeah.
Just a search for dog food and different types of dog food.
So I have a Labradoodle.
You have a Labradoodle. She has this is a dog-friendly place, so you could have brought your dog, you know. Yeah.
He's a barker. I have a Labradoodle and I ask it very embarrassing questions about my dog's behaviour and whether it stands for food.
All right, awesome.
Who he loves more between his mum and his dad.
Who he loves more than his mum and dad. Fantastic. I have a AI agent on my phone that answers. How many people have tried to call me recently? Hands up. I know there's a few people in the room. Who gets my AI agent Friday? Sorry, Tim. Is it cool or what? Come on. I do not want to answer your phone call, Tim. No, that is exactly right. So if someone calls me, I now have an AI agent on my phone called Friday. Again, reference to Iron Man and his AI tool, Friday. You're going to see that trend in my life further down. Even my mouse matters Iron Man. There's something about that character that I love. And if I'm not available, Friday takes the call and she goes, hi, Manny's not available, but if you leave a message with me, I'll text and email him if it's important. If it's important, this is interesting, they actually leave a message. And then I get a text instantly on my phone saying, so-and-so called about this is their number, and it also emails me. Now, the next stage, what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to get Copilot to look at the email and take control from there. So I actually never need to answer a phone call again. And if it's important, you leave a message. And if it's really important, my AI will tell me to call you back and schedule a time to do it based on the urgency of the work. That's the world we're moving into when it comes to when I say AI is the gatekeeper. And we're moving to this answer first mentality. If you watch a video on like TikTok, 2.4 seconds is the average time someone actually gets before they move on and keep doom scrolling on the feed. Everybody wants that answer. They want it served on a silver platter. Literally, give me the answer now, and if you don't give me the answer now, I'm going to go somewhere else for the answer, and if they give me the answer, and that's it. But the worst problem is it all happens within AI search. We've entered what we call the zero clicks era. And this is an example of somewhere in the, some of you in the showcase, or some of you have come, is I call it the decline of the 10 blue links. Now, the information in the slides on the ones in the showcase was completely different, but I want to highlight how things in terms of organic rankings on Google are being pushed further down. What's coming up is like AI overviews, video carousels, Reddit Quora, QA summaries, feature snippets that people also asked. And here's an example. So if you watch that video, this will turn into a video. There's the AI overview. Then you've got videos from YouTube. Then you've got people also asked on Google. Then you've got discussions forums like Reddit Quora. Then you've got the original #1 position on Google. So that's why AI search is so important right now, because that position 1 is becoming more and more irrelevant. What's more and more relevant is all the fluff above it. And remember, if you're doing ads, ads is there. If you're doing a localized search, map paps come up. If you're looking for a product, your shopping product placements come up as well. So how much of that takes up retail space from all that? And it's a strategic shift. It's traditional SEO asked, how do I rank for this keyword? AI search asks, would an LLM trust me enough to say this on behalf? It's a completely different game to what we used to do, and it's evolving very, very, very quickly. So this is the cheat code. This is a little bit of snippet I was given earlier that I wanted to give out today. And if anyone references the image on the right, that's Nintendo, so that shows my elements. If you're just regurgitating your content, you're going to become invisible to AI. If I break it down into a nutshell, if your content sounds like it's written for Google, AI won't look at it. It's as simple as that. If you're writing your content for search engines, then only search engines will rank you for keywords. What you need to do is start writing your content for AI, because it looks at 4 key things: framework, opinions backed by reasoning, first-party data, and real-world experience. If it's a genuine piece of content with your point of view, it's gonna rank you more than the next person. Now that changes your strategy from an SEO and content point of view completely to what you might have been doing from before. Now, traditional tactics like improving the FAQ page, blogs in question format, updating your pages where a H1, H2 is a question and not a specific headline focus on keyword rankings. Those things help, but it's not just your website. It's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's YouTube, it's Reddit, it's Quora, it's X in terms of Grok, it's podcast now. And then you've got every other LLM, Perplexity, Claude, Grok, OpenAI and ChatGPT, and then you've got Gemini and AI overviews and AI mode. It's literally the biggest driver, biggest department we're growing in the most is SEO now, in a really tough market where you think it'd be paid search because everybody wants results, because that's where the opportunities to win really are. So the question to summarize it is what should you really do? And there's only 5 things I can give you to do in 10 minutes that you need to really focus on, which is turn key pages into answer first content hubs. So that doesn't mean every page needs to be an answer first content hub. It means key pages. So we're rebuilding our whole website, which I've been saying is going to be launching for the last 12 months because it's taken me that long to rebuild it, because the whole world of AEO is moving and AI search is moving so quickly, I can't really keep up with it at this stage. So we're changing all our key pages in terms of our service pages as an agency to be answer first, not to be focused on keyword rankings as they used to be. Then you've got build topic clusters around entities, not keywords. So you traditionally would do keyword research. Now you've got to understand, well, what topics are of interest to my ICP? By ICP, I mean ideal customer profile. What are they interested in, especially if you're in a niche or B2B, B2C? And then from those topics, you can say, well, what questions would they have? And there's tools out there that you can use, the same way you would use, let's say, keyword trends, where you can look at what prompts people are searching for and how it helps you rank. And this is a key thing, is inject original thinking, your point of view. So it cares more now about authority from an individual, an expert guide. This is where stuff like PR and building industry authority views of yourselves. Why do you think I have the Mr. Bobble brand? Not because I've got an ego or something like that. It's because every content I create a video from it. It goes on YouTube. It goes on Instagram. It goes on TikTok. I share it on LinkedIn. And it's there. If you type in AEO's new SEO, my YouTube video comes up. And that's just, if anyone types that topic into Google, because I created the content, it's there, it's visible, it's answering a specific question. But I'm giving my point of view on it. I'm not just regurgitating something from ChatGPT or something that I read on a blog or an article back to you, which you could find yourself. Then you've got structured content like it's going to be quoted by AI. Before we create content so it can rank for a specific keyword, anyone to uni and did Harvard referencing? It's a bit like that. It's annoying, isn't it? But that doesn't mean you have to do Harvard referencing. But the idea is that you want to quote it in that kind of style or put your content out so it's going to be quoted in that kind of way, whether it comes from an article, listicle, or some kind of content in that sense. So think AI is going to quote you. AI is an agent, self-thinking thing. It's going to say, who am I going to quote for this content? So who does my dog love more? Well, it depends. So-and-so says that dogs are loved by, I don't know, male more because of that data. But that content existed online for it to find based on the views of video that it see. Then you've got push your brand mentions externally. Don't just focus on your website and your social pages. You've got to think about outside of the box. Reviews, citations, social discussions, PR, Reddit, Quora, all these platforms are areas where your brands are being mentioned that the LLM specifically look for to give credibility to your brand. And if you're not there, you're not going to get mentioned or picked up in the LLMs. It's not just going to look at your website. People think that just by adding in a robot.txt LLM file to your Google Search Console, that's it, LLMs are going to start looking at my website. No, it's more than that. It's going to look at credibility outside of that environment to look at, well, do they have a social media page on Instagram? What are they doing? Do they have a YouTube page? Are they mentioning Reddit Quora? It looks at all those things. And you see that because when I showed you the video, quick clip, how much content came up from different sources and different platforms before you got to the first keyword ranking answer. That's what you've got to think about moving forward. So before I pass on to Leander, who's speaking, next, I think I might have got my order wrong in the first slide. So looking at that, I'll leave questions towards the end, but I'm going to pass it on to Leander. I hope you've enjoyed that little spotlight and snippet. Slides will be sent out to you afterwards, but I'm now going to pass on to the amazing Leander, and thank you for listening to me.